Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and today we're talking about the Remind Remedy, a completely heat moldable, customizable insole that has a pretty easy flex underfoot. It has some harder material, but at least it has a little flex and give and a little extra shock absorption. It's a huge step up from every factory insole that you have out there. And after same-day testing, I actually prefer my Footprint Game Changers more than Remind, but this is still a very good insole and better than almost all other competitors out there. Now, I put these in my Nitro Team boots, rode them with factory insoles first, took a few runs with the Remind Remedies, and then put in my Footprint Game Changers. On other days, I tested against the Cush and the Medic. And this is an honest, objective review for you, the average rider out there. I'm not here to promote or sell Remind insoles. And if it wasn't for sanitary reasons, these would be going back to Remind. And I can do that thanks to this wonderful support from this community here, but also thanks to our sponsor, Blower Board Shop. They've been around selling to snowboarders longer than almost any other shop out there. There's a long history of them supporting us. So if you want to support honest, objective content, a great shop with fast shipping, great pricing, and excellent customer support, click through our links to Blower Board Shop and buy something. It would be greatly appreciated. Let's talk sizing. I'm a true size 9 and I'm an E width. These come in a 9 to 9.5 size. I usually have to trim these down. They come a little narrower and I would appreciate if they came a little wider to match my E width feet. I have a medium-ish arch. I heat molded these. It really rises up on the sides and didn't really conform that much to my arch like my Footprint Game Changers that inflate in the middle when you step on them to match your arch. And then once they cool down, they stay there. But it is nice to have a heat moldable option, especially at this price point. You're not expecting perfection. You're just expecting considerably better than your stock insole. There's a pretty decent heel cup here, and it does hold your foot in place pretty well. Now, when it comes to shock absorption, this red material is somewhat soft, but it felt hard underfoot when I put these on, especially when I switched out to my Game Changers, which are completely soft, except for in this arch area to give you a little more support. I felt like I didn't have anywhere near as much shock absorption as I did with my Footprint Game Changers, especially with the new Infinity foam that's really soft, shock absorbent, and impact resistant. Now look, I'm not a scientist. I'm just putting one of these in and going for a ride on the mountain and seeing how it feels. And these feel shock absorbent, but this plastic area feels like it's not working continuously throughout my boot. So my Team BOA boots are really shock absorbent in the heel. And then I would hit this plastic area and I felt like it was separating this soft cushy foam at the top from my shock absorbent midsole and sole on my boot. And I didn't particularly like that. And even with my Nitro insoles here that have a lot of soft foam, these felt maybe a touch better, but it was close. And these are some of the best factory insoles I've tried though. So most factory insoles you get, these will be considerably more shock absorbent, but I don't feel like they're the best out there. I even liked the Cush a good bit better because this blue material is much more shock absorbent and didn't feel like it was creating a separate layer. The Medic's material in here felt a little stiffer, felt like there was a little more separation, but not as much as the Remedy. So I'd love to see them keep working on this to create a little better continuous shock absorption so it feels like it integrates with the boot a little better. And overall, I think the Remedy improved a lot from the older model that was just foam and a little bit of heat moldability that I tried in the past. It's really come a long way, and I think it's recommendable, but in that same price point, you do have Footprint insole technology, and their Game Changers, I think, are a more heat moldable, more shock absorbent option. You might like this more plastic material underfoot, where I prefer softer, more shock absorbent, but it really comes down to personal preference and it's worth a try. So there you have it.